Good evening, everyone. Hello. It feels like it's been forever since I've done this. So we had to delay, we had to postpone last week's Monday Night Live because I was sick. So thank you so much for your patience. We have no demo deal tonight because the demo deal did run last week. But I'm still going to be talking about and sharing all things sentimentally yours. So I'm really excited. Brianna's here. She's in the background. So she will be looking at your comments. She'll put any questions up on the screen for me. She'll be posting some links on stuff that I'll be using just in case you're interested in checking it out on our online store. Okay. Oh, Brianna wants me to mention, we did say that there was going to be dynamic duo this week, but one half of the dynamic duo is actually not going to be available on Wednesday. I know. So we've had to change it up a bit. So next week will be dynamic duo, and then I will be back 2 weeks from tonight. Had to just shuffle things around a little bit due to people's schedule. So there is no dynamic duo this week. However, we are going to have a Valentine's Day sale on Wednesday and Thursday. Brianna and Heather were working on that today. Brianna, I don't know if there's a link to it yet on the online store. Show me the love sale. Oh, I get it. Show me the love. Okay. Oh, there it is. So that will be active on Wednesday and Thursday. So you can check it out now, but the sale prices won't be active until Wednesday or Thursday. So thank you so much for that. And then the dynamic duo will be back the following Wednesday. And Brianna, can you remind me of what the dynamic duo is doing? I should know. 49 in market. So that means 49 in market will be on sale. Not this week, but next week when the dynamic duo is back. So that's awesome. Okay, perfect. I'm going to switch over to my overhead camera. Let's do that. Bring this camera in, and there we go. Okay, perfect. Wonderful. So, like I said, I can see your questions and your comments, but hey, Nikki. Hi, Kelly. But who's in La Cruz, Mexico? I just see Facebook user. I can't see their names. So I am, cloudy. Is it ever cloudy in Mexico? Yeah, I'm just kidding. I know it's cloudy. So I'm going to be creating with Sentimentally Yours tonight. So here is a tag I created. Oh, Carolyn. Yes, right. I forgot that was Carolyn. I'm going to be creating or recreating this tag that you see here using Sentimentally Yours. So I'm actually going to walk through the entire line of Sentimentally Yours that we carry right now. So there are stencils, stamps, and die sets. Yeah, that's right. Carolyn's in Mexico. So the 3 stamp sets, there's more than that. 4 stamp sets are really fabulous. When I saw these, I thought these are wonderful. So these are photopolymer. And see, I did stamp these with archival ink, so that's why they're dirty. Here we go. This is the Just Saying Heartfelt Sentiments. Now, what you see on the front, this isn't the actual size. They are bigger. And here we go. I did stamp them out so you can see them all. These are wonderful sentiments. And I love how it's a mix of script and more like an art deco. So I love these because they are just, there's everything here that you could ever need. So again, this is the Heartfelt Sentiments. This one is called the Occasional Sentiments. Here we go. So Occasional Sentiments, and this is what they look like. So we've got good luck, congratulations, anniversary, retirement. I love this. Enjoy your retirement. You earned it. We've also got condolences, Father's Day, thinking of you, new baby, a note to say, Valentine's, graduation, Mother's Day, Easter, new home. But not only that, they've thrown in these other ones for both of you, to both of you, to you both. They've put twins, boy, girl. So you can put new baby twins, new baby boy, new baby girl. Oh, I love that. So this is called the Occasional Sentiments. This one is called Thoughtful Sentiments. Say, I got them all because, when you need a sentiment, these are going to be my new go-to ones. And this is what this is. Cherish precious moments, your dreams, your way. Always believe in yourself. Enjoy life every day. Yeah, when I was making this, I accidentally got some wax on it. Have faith in yourself. That's a good one. Moments are memories. Take time for yourself. These are absolutely great. I love these. Well, hello, Lori from Lake Elmo, Minnesota. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Whenever I see the name of a place that I'm not familiar with, I always have to Google it. So, Glenn, if you're watching, make a note. I must Google Lake Elmo, Minnesota. I need to know what there is to see and do there because it sounds amazing. So another great stamp set. There you go. And the last one, which is probably the one I'm the most excited for. This one is called Relatives. And every relative thing that you will ever need is on this stamp set. So here we go. Mom, dad, brother, sister, mother, father, bro, sis, grandma, granddad, nan, pop, auntie, uncle, niece, nephew. Now, I'm looking at this. I don't think there's an aunt. I don't use auntie a lot, so I'm not going to do it right now. But I'm probably going to cut off the IE because I don't use auntie. But I've got lots of aunts. So I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to actually go in there with my scissors and cut that off. Uncle, niece, nephew, daughter, son, wife, husband, granddaughter, grandson. And I've also liked that they've put step. We've got in-law, adopted, friends, and friend. And then we've also got to the best, for the best, the most amazing, ever, exclamation point, and in the world. So, oh my gosh, does that just not cover it all? Love it, love it, love it. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Sentimentally Yours, they are a company out of the UK. Sentimentally Yours is run by, and everything is designed by, Phil Martin. And I'm sorry. Oh, welcome, Becky White, first time watcher. Welcome. I didn't think about this, Brianna, but if you happen to have the Phil Martin Sentimentally Yours YouTube channel, would you mind posting that? They've also got the Sentimentally Yours with Phil Martin on Facebook as well. They have some amazing, or not they, Phil Martin does some amazing videos. Okay, let me talk about their dies. Now, they have way more than this. This is just their January release. I brought in their entire January release. Okay, so they've got some great die sets. So here are these. This is part of the Adornments collection for 2024, and this is Floral Finery. Floral Finery. So these are two die sets. This one here and this one here. This one is Fabulous Fronds. This one is Fantastic Fronds. There's Phil right there. Beautiful guy. Did a Zoom meeting with him a couple of weeks ago. Fabulous guy. I made myself some of these. I'm actually storing these in I think these are my 6x9, and I'm storing all of these in a 6x9 Totally Tiffany toolbox. So that's where all of these are. So this is Floral Finery. These are the Fabulous Fronds. And look at the detail that you get in those. Aren't those gorgeous? And then I love these because they're open. I love that. So you can actually, if you notice, these are the same as these, only they're different styles. So you could actually take this and lay it over top of that if you wanted. Really cool, right? So Fabulous Fronds, the one with the debossing. And then Fantastic Fronds is the one that's open. So if I pull this up, you can see the two I've used here. Now, of course, when you die cut it, those are actually going to die cut out. I actually glued these in. I saved them and put them in. Some of them I didn't, or did I? Nope, I did put them all in. Yeah, very cool. Okay, next one I want to share, next die cut set. Let's flip these over. Oops, this is in backwards. I was playing with these today. Didn't put them back the right way. Okay. Also part of the Floral Finery release in January, we've got Delightfully Dotty. And you can see the little debossing on there of the little dots. And then this one is the Practically Perfect. And this one gives you these deboss lines printed into them. And again, you can see that they're the same shapes, but different. So you can actually layer them together and get different looks, which is what I did on here. There's the Delightfully Dotty. There's that one there. That one is the Practically Perfect. So I'll bring these in. These are samples that I made. So that is that Delightfully Dotty. So we've got the 3-leaf and the 4-leaf that is in the one die set. And then Practically Perfect. Again, you've got 3-leaf and the 4-leaf, and that is the one die set. Now, do you need to get all of the die sets? No, maybe you just like the Delightfully Dotty. Awesome. You're going to have some great times with that one. Okay, and the last one here, this one is called Perfectly Plain. Perfectly Plain. There you go. So that's exactly what it is, perfectly plain. One thing I forgot to mention is every die set comes with a magnetic storage sheet. They come with the magnetic storage sheet, which I absolutely love because a lot of times I have to go and buy magnetic sheets to put my dies on for storage. These ones come with the magnetic die sheet already in your package with your dies. Awesome. Love it. So Perfectly Plain is exactly what it says. Just going to put this in there. Perfectly Plain. The 4-leaf and the 3-leaf. There you go. Okay, now before we move on to stencils, there's another couple of dies that I want to share with you from Sentimentally Yours. These also come with the magnetic sheet. And this is the traditional top layering stitched tag dies. Absolutely lovely. I love this. Okay, so that I actually made samples of these. So the black one is the outer die, and then the inner one has this lovely stitching on it. So isn't that cool? So I actually made an entire set so you can see what they look like. One thing I didn't do is I should have written down the measurements of them so you know. The smallest tag is 3 3/4 from top to bottom. And from side to side is 1 15/16, almost 2 inches. That's the smallest one. The largest one from top to bottom is 8 1/8. And from side to side, you're looking at 4 1/8. So these are significant dies. I love them. So in each die set of the tags, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sizes. Now, one thing that I didn't do is it also comes with your reinforcements for your tags. I didn't use those, but they do come with them. Okay, let's put those back. And the next one, and I probably have to say this is my favorite, and it's going to be the one that I'm using tonight. This is the Gothic Top. The Gothic Top layering tag. And I love this one. And here are what they look like. Same size as the other one. So, but look at this top. Isn't that cool? I love it. Now, I could mix and match. If I wanted to use, let me bring one of these other dies back here. Say I wanted to use the inner stitched tag with the Gothic top. I could totally do that. You could mix and match them. I just made samples so you could see what they look like finished. But that is cool. I love these tags. All right, let me put this away. Let's talk about stencils, and then let's get creating. Okay, so they've got, trying to remember, it's been a little while, 2, 3, 4 different styles of stencils, and they each come in 6x6. They call them slender. I call them slimline. Okay, so the first style we've got here, trying to move it down the package. There we go. The first one we've got is fanciful, 6x6. And like I said, they call it slender. I call it slimline. There you go. Made a couple of samples of those so you can see what those look like. I think they're so gorgeous. I absolutely love them. So that's fanciful. The next one, this one is called extravagance. Slimline, 6x6. And that is what this one looks like. This one's probably my favorite. I like this one. I like the dots, the hearts. Oh, it's just kind of cool. The teardrops. Love that one. Okay, next one. This one's really cool. This one is called Machination. 6x6 slimline. So that one's really cool. And that's what Machination looks like here. Stenciled. And the last stencil is called Sophistication. Slimline, 6x6. And that is what this one looks like. This one's probably my second favorite. I like this one too. Okay, so that is everything that we carry from Sentimentally Yours. Now, there are going to be 3 more releases this year from Sentimentally Yours with the floral, just wait, is that what they call it? Floral finery? Yes, floral finery line. So there's, oops, I just dropped something. There's going to be more dies coming to finish out this collection for the rest of the year. So this is the tag that I created. Let me just grab, just going to move my, I've got my craft stacks here because I'm all ready to create with you. Did you hear about these craft stacks? They came in last week and I have bought so many. So I'm going to use one for Monday Night Lives when I'm getting ready. This is actually what you get in the combo tray. So you get one large and they come with a lid, but it's also a tray. It's a, here we go. So they have a deep tray and then this lid sits on top and it's more of a shallow tray, which is fantastic. And then these 2 medium-sized ones fit right on top. So I'm using these for Monday Night Live. I can get rid of that because there's nothing in there. And in here, I've got my fronds that I've die cut. And I've got all of my flowers. Okay, let me set those aside because we're actually going to work on the tag first. So one of the things that was on the demo deal last week was gilding flakes. So you can see it on my tag here where I put the gilding flakes around the outside. So that's actually what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take some Tacky When Dry gel medium. Just going to open that up. I am going to scoop out a little bit. And I had, just hang on, I need to grab. I had to grab my spatula. Okay, I'm going to take some Tacky When Dry out. I'm just going to put it on my work surface here. And then I'm going to clean off my spatula right there on my tag. Don't waste any of that good medium. I'm going to use my favorite tool, my fingers. So I just want to go around that edge and I want to put a light bit of Tacky When Dry around the edge. So when you put the Tacky When Dry on, it goes on white. When it's clear, that means it's ready for you to apply your gilding flakes or foil. I'll be using gilding flakes. So it does need a little bit to go from white to clear. So that's why I'm doing this first. I'm going to do this first, and then I'm going to set it aside. And then when we're ready to assemble our tag, then I'll come back and do the gilding flakes. So let's just go and do that. So again, I'm using Tacky When Dry. And why I love it, it's from the Crafter's Workshop, is I love the consistency of it. There are other products out here that you can use with gilding flakes. This just happens to be my favorite. Okay, there we go. So I have put the Tacky When Dry around the outside of my tag. You can see it, it's white there. I'm going to set it aside now because I need for this to go white and it will go tacky and then I can apply my gilding flakes. So let me just set that aside somewhere safe and out of my way. Get that Tacky When Dry off of my finger and off my work surface. Let's just clean that up. There we go. Okay, now the top part of my tag, the white part, I am going to do an ink blend on that one. And I'm going to use Picked Raspberry, Rustic Wilderness, and Seedless Preserves. Those are the three I'm going to use. I'm going to start with Seedless Preserves. I'm actually going to do the one in the middle first. Grab my blender brush. So I'm just going to blend. Do you want it darker in the middle? And then just use up the rest of that ink on there. Okay, I'm going to be coming back to that. Let me grab my brush for Seedless Preserve. No, Rustic Wilderness. Let's do that one next. I am using Distress Oxides. I love them for their blending. And I'm using the Prism Studio brushes. A lot of brushes out there on the market. We carry several different brands. This is just the one I happen to be using. Okay, I'm going to come back in with my brush with the Seedless Preserves. And I'm just going to go over where those colors are meeting just to get a nicer blend. I'm going to come back with Rustic Wilderness and do the same thing. I'm not adding any ink to it. I'm just using the ink that's left on the brush. Look how beautifully those blend together. That's so nice. Okay, next up. Going to come back to those. Now we've got Picked Raspberry. Another brush here. I totally agree, Lori. I got really good at blending distress inks, but when the oxides came out, I was like, oh, this is a game changer. It just, they blend so beautifully. Okay, so I'm going to come back with my seedless preserves. And again, I'm just going to go along there just to get a nice blend. I am loving this. Once I get my colors on there once, I love to go in and just do one more blend on top. I always say my first blend is like my primer, and then I come in and go over it again, and the second blend is even better. Okay, that's looking good. I feel like I need to add more seedless preserves, so let me bring that back. Don't need much. I'm just putting a little bit of ink on there. Loving that blend. Ink blending is so much fun. Gorgeous. Okay, and one more time with the Rustic Wilderness. Put those away, and then I'll clean up my mess here. Oh yeah, look at how much that darkens up that second blend. Gorgeous. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, let me just quickly wipe up my inks here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to bring my yeah, isn't this a great blend? Yeah, so again, seedless preserves, picked raspberry, seedless preserves, and rustic wilderness. Now I am going to come in and I am going to add some black soot around the edge before we put this on the other tag. But yeah, I love this so much. Okay, now I always have to this is great. I love it. But I'm going to add, some splatter. So I just took my Mighty Mister, put some water on my hand, and I'm just splattering it a little. Just want to take a piece of paper towel and lift that off. Oh, I got one big one and a lot of little ones. Love it. Love, love, love. Okay. One more thing I like to do, let me get rid of these inks, is I am going to do a little bit of splatter with some gold ink. This is that pale gold from Spellbinders, which I'm absolutely obsessed with. Absolutely obsessed. Just looking. Do I want more splatter on there? No, I don't think so. Okay, so I'm just going to take my Mighty Mister again and just spray that with a little bit of water just to activate that ink. Going to grab my brush. Just going to roll that in that gorgeous ink. It's just absolutely stunning. And I'm just tapping it on one of my blender brushes because I just want to get some light splatters. Let me roll that around in there. A little bit more at the top. Oh, that's absolutely gorgeous. Love, love, love that so much. Might be a little bit hard to see on there. There we go. Now I still have some really gorgeous gold on here. And like I said, don't waste it. I thought I was going to come in and do black. And I did that on my first card, my first take, but I think I'm just going to finish this off with a gold edge. I think that'll just look so nice. Look how gorgeous that looks, that gold edge. Oh my word, I love it. Absolutely gorgeous. There we go. Now I just need to finish off the top of my tag just by going along there. And there we go. Okay, that's going to go in the water. This is going to go away. And ta-da! That is the second part of my tag. Okay, I am going to set this aside. I could take my heat tool to it, but you know what? I'm just going to set it aside because I've got time before I want to start assembling my tag. Okay, now let's get to some good stuff here. Let me bring back let's bring these back. These are all those frond pieces I cut out. Just going to clean up that purple ink because I don't want any of that on there. And then I do have some of the these insert pieces in here. I'm not sure I'm going to use them this time. I'm just going to put those on there. And now I'm going to ink these up. Okay, so I used peeled paint. I did come in at the end and I added a little bit of Rustic Wilderness just to add a little bit of shading. But I think I am just going to use peeled paint. Again, I'm grabbing another. This is a little thin brush, and I'm just going to start adding that ink on there. Now, I'm not a great colorist. Like, I don't worry about where's the light hitting and where's the shadow. I don't really do that for realistic kind of things. I know some of you do that and it looks absolutely gorgeous. So, but that's not really how I roll. Gorgeous. There's one that's, oh, I love it. Now I'm going to let that dry a little bit. I'm going to come back and do a second layer on these. Because like I said, my first layer is always that primer layer, I like to call it. I like to make the branches or the stems the darkest, and then the leaves I like to leave a little bit lighter. If you're wondering what I die cut these out of, I did use Vicki Boutin Foundations paper in white. And I used Vicki Boutin Foundations paper in white and black for my tags. Sorry, I should have mentioned that earlier, but I did use the Foundations paper. I like that paper because it's got a bit of weight to it. And because these are so fine, I didn't want them tearing or ripping on me. Now, will I be inking the back? I didn't on my first one because I did glue them down flat, but this one I'm going to do a little bit different. So could I put stuff on the back? Yeah, I could. I could actually put some water in my leftover ink and dip them in. I'm usually not too worried about that, but you could certainly put ink on the back if you wanted to make sure that you don't see any white on the back of them. And I am working on a Sizzix silicone mat here. So that's why these aren't moving, is because I'm working on a silicone mat. Gorgeous. I should also warn you that more than likely I'm going to be tearing these apart. Not all of them, some of them. But that's also great because they give you a 3-leaf and a 2-leaf, and you can cut these apart to suit your needs. There we go. And one more. Now, like I said, I could come back in and maybe add some shading or a little bit darker color. This was the first one I did. So I'm going to go back to that rustic wilderness, and I'm just going to go right at the base there. And I am going to make that a little bit darker and just start coming up the leaf a little bit. Isn't those, they're so pretty. I just love them so much. I don't, in all honesty, I don't use a lot of florals. I admit that I'm not a big floral person, but when I saw these, I thought I could totally get into this. I am kind of liking that. Look at that one. That one is so pretty. Okay, let's do this one. So when you put that primer layer of ink on first, the second one goes on so much faster and quicker. Now, I might not even be using all of these. I don't remember how many I used on my original tag. I used a lot. I don't recall having any left over. Oh, that's so pretty. And I will say that these dies die cut beautifully. I used my Platinum 6, and it was just through the machine once and they popped right out. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, let me set these over here to the side. Then we'll do our flowers. And then we're going to get the waxes out. Okay, just wipe that ink up. And let's bring in our florals. Now, there's a lot of florals in here. I don't think I'm going to use them all, but I am going to kind of put together some flowers. Let's do, what do I want to do? Let's do that. So many to choose from. Which one do I want to do? That one. Oh, I like that one. That one's cool. And let's do this. And let's do one of those. I think that's all I'm going to do. That would be a lot of inking if I did all of those. Okay. So I'm going to just separate these out by layers. So these are going to be bottom layers. Let's do picked raspberry. You see, I'm not going to the edge. I actually like it just like that. Might come out a little bit further. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's nice. Okay, so picked raspberry. I want to do some saltwater taffy. Here we go. Let me grab that brush. Saltwater taffy. And one more. Let's do, just finding another brush here. Here we go. Wilted violet. Lovely. Love, love, love. Okay, so I'm going to do those two together. Let me do picked raspberry. Picked raspberry. There. Oops. Picked raspberry and saltwater taffy. I like that flower. Okay, so this one, let's do, actually, I think that is supposed to be there, which that looks really good. And this one, gorgeous and beautiful. I will be shaping these as I go along when we're putting them together. Let's do saltwater taffy for this. Saltwater taffy. And I'm not adding any ink to this purple because that purple is really, there we go. And here we go. I think these might go together. I think I'm going to do that. Perfect. Okay, I'm done with my inking. So I'm just going to clean these up, set them aside. Perfect. Let's get out our waxes. So the two waxes that I've got from Prima, I've got white gold and mahogany. Now you're probably thinking, hang on a second, I'm just going to check this. Oh, that's good to go. Okay, so after I'm done my waxing, then we'll move on to the other part. I don't think I'm going to use white gold on, let's use white gold on here. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit on my finger, just a smidge. Let me bring this in. And I'm just going to go, oops, apparently I wiped off too much. Let's just put that in there so I don't have to keep coming back. I'm going to go around the edge of those leaves with a little bit of the white gold, maybe a little bit over the top so it catches. So it catches on that debossing there, just adds a little touch of gold. It just adds just a little bit, not a lot. It's not going to take anything away from that green. Just adding a little bit of gold wax to those leaves. Look how pretty that is. So pretty. Oops. I'm not going to put any wax on the open ones. I'm not going to do anything on those. Those are going to stay the way they are. Just on these ones that has the debossed. Lovely. It really makes that debossing also really pop off of there. Okay, I'm going to use a little bit of the mahogany. Oh, look at that. I haven't even opened this one yet. Brand new. That is really dark. Not sure. Let me just hang on a moment. Just going to grab one of the ones I haven't inked yet because I might change my mind on this mahogany. Oh, it is really pretty though. It does really make that debossing pop though. That is really pretty. That is so pretty. It just highlights those just a little bit. That actually is kind of cool. That is a nice color. That's mahogany. I'm just going to put that away. I don't think I'm going to do it on all the pieces. I think I might just come and do it on the biggest pieces on the edge. Oh, that is gorgeous. Love what that looks like with the pink. That is so pretty. Okay, let me grab this one. So this is the perfectly plain. So there actually is no debossing in here, but it does just add a little bit of something to that edge, just that nice shimmery wax on there. I usually use my waxes for embossing. I love it when you can take an embossed image and you just rub the wax, and just where it's embossed, it just catches that wax. But such a little detail, but it just looks so nice. Okay, and let me just do a little bit on this one, the one with the purple. Oh, I like it with the purple too. Oh, that's really pretty. Okay, I'm just going to set my wax aside. I'm not going to use a whole lot of wax. Just going to wipe it off my finger there. Okay, so before we start assembling, I'm just going to gather all of these up in my craft stacks so I can add the gilding flakes to my tag. I'm just going to gather those up. We will see them in a couple of minutes. Put that aside. I'm just going to bring in a piece of scrap paper there, bring my tag in. Oh, hi, Rhonda. Thanks for your question. Some waxes are shiny to the finish and some are matte, but when you buy them, it will actually say matte on them if it's a matte wax. Yeah, these ones are the antique waxes, but they do have ones that just say matte wax on them, but these are the antiquing waxes. Okay, so you can see the edge, everything is dry and clear. Oh yes, the Prima waxes are great on wax seals as well. Brianna has used it a lot on her wax seals. Okay, so I'm going to grab, this is the piece, this is fat foam from Indigo Blue. So I'm actually going to use that with my gilding flakes. Now, Julia, do not sneeze. Do not sneeze. Look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? Look at that. So these are from Creative Expression. I'm using the Autumn Moon. They do have ones that are just like gold and silver. I like the mixes myself, just because you can get some really nice colors. And I'm going to see if I can grab out some of the pinks, just because I got pinks on my flowers. I think that would look really nice. So I'm just going to go around. One thing I forgot to check was to make sure I don't have any adhesive on my fingers, because wherever there's adhesive, the gilding flakes will stick. So the reason why I'm using this on a piece of scrap paper is so I can put whatever's left over in here. Trying to dig out some of that, the pink stuff down here. So yeah, this one is Harvest Moon, I think I said. Okay, so I'm just going to put the lid on, just because I don't want to knock it off on the floor. I'm going to take my fat foam and I'm going to use the foamy side. Let me go back here. Hang on. The outline one is the Fantastic Fronds. Fantastic Fronds is the outline one. I don't think we're sold out of that one. Maybe Brianna can check. So what I'm going to do is I'm just gently going and I'm just pushing. Try not to talk while I'm doing this because they're flying all over the place. I'm just pushing those gilding flakes into that glue. Like I said, wherever that tacky and dry is, that is where this is going to stick. Okay, now before I finish that take off, I'm just going to get rid of this excess. Oh, we still have stock. Oh, okay. I'm just going to pour that in there. Cover this up. I always tell people, if you're going to get the gilding waxes out, make it worth your while. If you're going to make a muss, you might as well make a lot of tags or use it a lot. So now I'm going and I'm just making sure that all the excess gilding flakes are off. Okay. Try not to use baby wipes too much, but I find the baby wipes work really well. There we go. I will be finding gilding flakes in my craft room for the rest of my life. There we go. And that is that gilded edge. Isn't that gorgeous? Just going to use my fat foam just to rub off all that excess gilding flake that was in the middle there. Gorgeous. Okay, now this is also dry. However, I don't trust it. So I'm going to just give this just a quick blast of heat. And I just looked at my tag here, my first one that I did, and I forgot I didn't do any stenciling. Let me just quickly grab a stencil here. Let's grab Sophistication. I'm using the slender one. I'm actually just going to not use that one. Let's use Wilted Violet on this. Just going to put just a little bit of stenciling in the background. Not a lot. Don't want to overpower it. Maybe a little bit up here. There we go. There we go. Just added some stenciling. There we go. Love it. Another quick blast of heat. Fantabulous. Let's start putting our tag together. Okay, I'm just going to grab my glue. Just add some glue around that edge. There we go. And the reason why I use glue is because it just gives me a little bit of wiggle room to just move this into place so that I'm happy. There's my assembled tag pieces, 1 and 2. I'm going to bring this in so you can see what my original one is. Oh, I almost forgot. I need to stamp a sentiment. Let's stamp a sentiment, shall we? I need to clean that up a little bit. Let's use picked raspberry. Just going to smoosh some on there. Spray a little bit of water. Just got a little piece of more foundations paper here, and I'm just going to dip that in there. I don't need the entire thing covered because I'm only doing one little sentiment. So I'm just going to ink that. There we go. Let's stamp our sentiment. With all my sentiments, I always use my MISTI because I have a shaky hand, and when I want my sentiment stamped, I want it to be perfect. Okay. I'm going to be using the thoughtful sentiments. Grab those out. And I want to use, let's use Make Today Amazing. Make Today Amazing. Kind of a big piece of scrap to be doing one little sentiment, but there you go. I'm going to use, just going to use my archival black soot. Definitely need a second stamp on that. That looks good. Set my MISTI aside. I don't want those pair of scissors. Okay. Now, I usually cut mine out like this instead of using my trimmer. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, but your edges aren't straight. Well, I usually use a paper distressor, and I can't find my paper distressor. So I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm just going to rough up those edges. And you know what? After you do that, you can't even tell if the edges are straight or not because they're all roughed up. So there you go. Love a nice distressed edge. Okay, let me just wipe all that excess paper that I just created. And let me come in. I'm going to ink the edge up a little bit. Okay, there we go. Now it's time to assemble. Bring in all of our pieces. I've got my sentiment. I have got my fronds and my flowers. Wonderful. Going to bring in my glue press. And the only other thing I need a dimensional foam dot on the back of my sentiment. Time to start assembling. Okay, first of all, I'm going to start with these fronds. And like I said, I'm going to tear them apart. What blending brush? This one? This is from the Lisa Horton. Well, there we are. That one? Is that the one you mean? We've got a set of blending brushes from Lisa Horton. I want to say, I don't remember how many are in there. I'm trying to remember. Nope, that's Spellbinders. Maybe Brianna can find the link, but these are the Lisa Horton ones. Yeah. People say, how many blender brushes do you have? Enough to fill a 1, 2, 3, 4 tier, enough to fill a 4-tier brush holder, which I think that would be 40. But then I have more stuck in the top, so I probably have at least 50. Okay, so I am taking the leaves and I'm just bending them up a little bit. I didn't do that on my first one. I left them flat, but this one I'm going to do a little different. Okay, so I do want down in this corner a gathering of leaves and a flower. Too much glue, but that's all right. Okay, and I'm just going to take my flowers and just kind of give those leaves just a little bit of dimension. Just bending those leaves just a little bit, not too much. There we go. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to come back and do the other later, but I'm going to come and do my other flowers first. Okay, again, and I am going to do those fronds, but those are going to be kind of fillers for me. The other fronds, I mean. I'm going to do a flower up here at the, do a flower up here at the top. And then I'm going to do another one here on the side. I could probably just bend that. Yeah, that'll work. There we go. Okay, so my small flower up here. So pretty. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. It is the 3 brushes. Okay, good, because those are the only 3 I could find. The other blender brushes that I really like are the ones from Spellbinders. I like these ones too, because you can get them in like, I think they come in a set of 5, but they got like small. I think this might be the largest one. So I have a problem. I have many, many brushes. I just love them. I just use them all the time. Can't help myself. Okay, let's bend the leaves on this one. Oh, good. Thank you, Rhonda. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I did all these and I'm like, no, I really wanted one small one and kind of 2 big ones. So I'm going to have to like pivot a little bit and change up what I'm doing. But I have lots of flowers done, so no worries. I have lots of flowers. So when I'm gluing these down, I'm just gluing them in the middle and then a little bit towards the leaves, because I do want the leaves of the flowers, or the petals, sorry, not leaves, the petals to kind of pop off a little bit. Okay, so I am going to use these 2. These 2 are going to get glued together. Oh, good. I'm so glad somebody's relaxed. I always find these very stressful. I know you don't think I'm stressed, but I do stress a little bit. But I'm glad. I believe, knock on wood, somebody knock on wood for me. I believe we may have solved our internet problem that we were having, because the last couple I've done, I haven't had any issues. So I'm so happy. There we go. Push those down there. Look how pretty this is turning out. I love it so much. Okay. Let's do this one. Bending those leaves. Okay, thanks, Rhonda. No, Rhonda's always got my back down there in Florida. Thank you. I appreciate that. There we go. The size of these flowers are really nice too. I like the size of them. Do this one. Just again, just bending those leaves a little bit. That one has come apart a little bit. Let me take that off. And one more on this one. There we go. Now I do have this one left. So I think what I'm going to do, let me grab my scissors. I am going to cut that in half because I think I might use that. Yes, I think that'll work good. I'm just going to just cut that one flower in half. And I think I'm just going to use it. Just kind of tuck that in there. Yes, fantastic. That works. Love it. Okay, still have some leaves here. Just going to cut that end off just a smidge and just tuck it up underneath that flower. And then I've got these and I'm just going to tear that off. Perfect. That's going to get tucked up under there. Lovely. I'm going to tear that off. And just going to tuck. That flower does not want to stay. Going to tuck that up under that flower. Lovely. Love how this is turning out. Okay. I think I like this one better than the first one I made. Okay, so I tore that one apart too. Just put some glue there. Oh, Jennifer, you had to go out and you came back and here I am still going. Okay. That there. I love these because you get the look of the leaf, yet you still get the background coming through. I just love it. Okay. Now I'm going to put a little glue on this one. And that's going to go up under there. Oh, my word. I'm loving it. Oh, I have a couple more. I thought I was done. Just a little bit up under there. I love tags too. Yeah, I would put the outline ones under, over. I just think it just changes the dimensions of it. It just gives it a different look. I am loving this. Okay, it's still wet glue, so I'm not going to fool around with it too much. Let me just set that aside. Still got my sentiment here. That is going to go there. I love it. Oh my word. Now, the only other thing I did differently on this one is I had these onyx pearls. I guess we're sold out, so I will preface this by saying we don't have any of these left, but I will be sticking an onyx pearl in the middle of everything. I know Brianna's cringing. She's like, no, because she already told me. She goes, we don't have any of those left. Maybe you shouldn't show them. But I know we don't have any left right now, but I will be ordering more. There we go. And one more And the only other thing I did different on this one is I did add some jute up there. But look at how that turned out. Isn't that fun? Oh my word. They almost look exactly alike. Almost, but not quite. Well, there you go. And like I always say, when I make these things, I take them to the store. I'm going to flip to my front camera here. Oh, nope. Don't shut the camera off. So like I say, I'm going to take these to the store. They're going to be on display for a little while with the Sentimentally Yours. But then what I do is I put them in a box in our processing area. And when we ship out orders, who's ever doing the shipments will grab one of these and put them in like random shipments. So one of you someday might get one of these in your shipments, but they will be up in the store on display for a while. So if you're in the store, you can pop in and take a picture. But what I will do is when I'm done here is I will take photos and I will post them on our social media so you can see them. Not this one because you can still see the wet glue in places. So I'll let it dry first and then I'll take pictures of it. But there you go. I hope you love this demo. I am really enjoying Sentimentally Yours. I cannot wait for their next release. I am really excited. Like I said, I am not normally a flower person, but I could actually see myself. And when I say I'm not a flower person, don't get me wrong. I love all the intricate dies, like the Spellbinder dies. They're a little too fiddly for me, but they're beautiful. Too fiddly for me. But I would totally use these on cards in my art journal. Oh my gosh, I am totally going to do an art journal page with these. And cards, I could see myself also using them on scrapbooking pages. So I am loving these new dies from Sentimentally Yours. So thank you so much for joining me tonight, everyone. I hope you've learned something. Maybe you're inspired to get out some of your dies and your tags and just sit down and have a good play. So thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I will be back in 2 weeks for my next Monday Night Live. Take care. Bye.